Today's day one of recording 100 videos in a row, where each day I'm going to be doing something different or talking about something different. And today is day one, episode one, where I'm going to be talking about homelessness and how it affected my life. Now, if you're wondering who I am, hello, my name is Kuiz, and at 17 years old, I was made homeless and forced to sleep in my car. You might recognise this beautiful face from such videos as living in a storage unit at 18 years old, but I haven't just lived in a storage unit. I've lived in a car, a van, a storage unit, a caravan, slept on the side of motorways, lived in a garage. I've even lived in an office, and probably a few other places in between. I've lived absolutely everywhere. I've had such a life, to be honest with you. Well, now I'm 26 years old, I've got my own place, and I'm raising a child. So life is very different for me now. But how did homelessness affect me? And how has homelessness changed me as a person? Well, quite a lot, to be honest with you, and we're going to be starting with the main fact, which everyone is wondering. How on earth did I, at 17 years old, end up homeless? Well, I wasn't a bad child, if that's what you're wondering. You can go back on this channel and you go through old videos. I wasn't a child. I was a weird child, but I wasn't a bad child whatsoever. I wasn't one of those people who spent nights out for hours doing all sorts at all hours. That wasn't me. In fact, my life was pretty mundane. What changed it for me, though, was my upbringing. I didn't have the best upbringing at all. Family life was absolutely dire, to be honest with you. There was a lot of aggression and abuse and things like that growing up, especially from my brothers. And my mother and I, we didn't have the best relationship whatsoever. I do put that down to her ex-boyfriend at the time, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, at 17 years old, I remember the day exactly. I remember filling up my car with my stuff. It'd been, 37 days since I passed my driving test. I remember loading up my car, stealing the orange juice from the fridge, and I remember my mum's ex-boyfriend sitting there really cross and aggressive and angry, because that's how life was. So I moved into my car. I changed my life, and I was absolutely homeless. Out of no fault of my own, I was forced to leave the family home. Now, how has that affected me? In fact, it affected me quite a lot. I didn't have a close relationship with my family for many years, for starters. But also, it changed my outlook and my perspective on life, because I saw this as beneficiary. I saw it as, you know what, I'm no longer under my mother's control, I'm no longer around the family, I can do this, I can work myself, I can do amazing things, and it didn't happen. Because we can all have these pie-in-the-sky ideas, but when you're living in a car, it's in minus temperatures, your window's freezing up, and you're still meant to be going to college, and you don't tell anyone you're homeless. Life is very difficult, and that's what it was for me. Life was very difficult, and I wish it wasn't, but it was. I remember many times where I didn't have food. There was this one time I remember really well. I had been sleeping in my car for a bit in a village where I'd spent the early years of my life. And I remember going to Tesco's, and I hadn't eaten in like 3 or 4 days. And I just happened, out of pure sheer coincidence, I bumped into my aunt. I hadn't seen her in, years at this point, but I bumped into her, and she was with my baby cousin at the time. And I told her, because I didn't tell anyone, but I told her. I told her the situation, and her and my uncle, they took me in. They took me in for a little bit. I can't deny that. That was never on camera, but it was. They took me in for a couple of weeks, and they fed me, and I got to spend time with my cousins, and it was great. And I appreciate them so much, because I haven't seen them much over the years. I've lived away for over 5 years now, and you know, if they do watch this video, I'd just like to say thank you, because they actually really helped me a lot in my life, and they've helped me see a different outlook on my life. But in regards to homelessness, I struggled. I was cold. I remember sneaking into swimming pools for showers. That happened quite a lot. I did that when I was living in the storage unit as well. I remember there was one swimming pool. It's not there anymore, actually. It was in Littlehampton. There was an old building on the seafront, and I used to wait by the entrance for the staff to turn their heads, and then I would sneak through the exit just to use the showers. That was my life. I snuck in to use the showers in the local swimming pool. I've also done that at multiple swimming pools over Sussex, Surrey, Hampshire. Do you know what? Motorways. I've showered at motorways, stations. I've done it everywhere. I've had to sneak in for showers or use free showers, and it was difficult. Just keeping up hygiene was very difficult. And then obviously I was at college as well, and that was very difficult. But it did change my perspective on life to, number one, how much people care about your life, because no one picked up on it. I remember when my videos of me living in a storage unit went public and they went viral and they were on the Daily Mail and Facebook and everything. And I had a lot of people contact me from college and from school, and they're like, this is a lie, this never happened. I was like, no, it did. It really did. And people just did not believe me whatsoever about the situation I was in, because I never told anyone. But more importantly, no one ever picked up that I was in this situation. I never told anyone I was homeless living in my car. I remember shoving up my duvets, which probably should have been washed, into the boot of my car because I'd been sleeping on the seats just before I'd go into college. I remember messing about at college on my skateboard to just pass the time and just have a life, really. I remember becoming a delivery driver to just earn any sort of income whatsoever so I could feed myself and I could get fuel in my car. People don't care. Or shall I say, it's not people don't care, it's that people don't pick up on things. You expect people to understand and just see things immediately, but that just isn't the case whatsoever. And that brings me to the point of, if you want something, ask for it. You'll be amazed how many people you can just ask for something or ask for help, and people will. But one thing I learned about being homeless is you don't ask for help. I never did. I made a lot of it on YouTube, and I had like 20 or 30 subscribers at the time when I first started doing it, but I had no one, and no one cared, and I didn't really have any friends, and that was just my life. And the friends I did have, I was just the guy who lived in his car at 17, and then 18 years old, and then I was in a storage unit at 18, and then I got a van, and I started uploading videos trying to convert a van on YouTube, but living in a bomb site. I was living in a building site. The van conversions never worked as well as I wanted them to. I learnt about tenacity, and I learnt about progression, and every single aspect and every single moment of being homeless definitely built some sort of character for me. I realised that England sucks. Back then, when I was 17 years old, I remember going to the council offices, and I remember being told that my car was a roof over my head so no one would help me. That's how much I'm aware of this country. Things just absolutely suck. England, thank you very much. Littlehampton County Council, thank you very much. West Sussex Council, thank you. Arran District Council, shall I say, not Littlehampton County Council, Arran District Council, thank you for making me stay homeless, because if I wasn't homeless, then honestly I wouldn't have realised how much this country sucks, and then I wouldn't have started getting £5 flights and disappearing out the country to escape, because I'd rather be homeless on the streets of France or Bulgaria or somewhere wherever I was, rather than being homeless in England where it was cold and dingy and I felt like I had no one. I also didn't tell anyone when I became homeless again, so I was homeless for quite a few years, and then I wasn't homeless. Me and my ex moved in together, had a child, I'm raising my son, life changed. And then obviously the breakup happened, and I was working on a business. I had an office and everything, and I remember moving into the office because I didn't have a choice. I moved into my office, and no one knew. There was these massive windows in the office. I went in the hallway, and I had blinds on them, which I kept closed, and I had to lock the door, even though the cleaners came in. I'm sure someone came in. I'm sure they knew I was sleeping in there. No one ever said anything about it, but I'm sure they were. I'm sure they knew. Just like how people would have known that I was living in a storage unit, the workers. No one ever said anything, because if you do know, you don't. I remember sleeping in my office. I remember getting locked in my office, actually. The door didn't open, and I had to break down the door. That was a fun night. But I remember the feeling of being alone. I remember that one. I lived in the office just before I got this flat, actually. And being alone absolutely sucked. I remember the feeling of life just falling apart, and again realising that no one cared. That was it, no one cared. But I also realised how resilient I was. I also realised how, when I was homeless for the for the time in the office, it was just like, well, this is life, When I go travelling sometimes, if I'm in my car, I'll just sleep in the car. This is one thing it is. I I was homeless for many years, but now I'm just like, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. If you made me homeless today, I'd be completely fine because I'd know exactly what to do. This isn't a video about how to get out of homelessness. It's just a video of I've had such a sucky life that I've been able to learn a lot from it. I've been able to build up masses of resilience, which I'm an amazingly resilient person these days, and I can focus my energy elsewhere. But if I was homeless again today, I'd be completely fine. I always am. That's why when I was homeless in the office, I was fine. It sucked. It absolutely sucked. But I was completely fine, and I just got through it. So how did it change me? It changed me in the way that when I wasn't around family, I was able to build a relationship with family. I have a great relationship with my parents these days, and that didn't exist when I was at home or when I was homeless, actually. I was able to work on myself and my mentality and how I viewed the world and other people. I didn't look down on homeless people when I was living at home or when I was growing up, but we've all been those people who've walked past homeless people in the street and not given them a pound coin. And I was one of those people. And I've now used homeless kitchens for breakfasts. I have hung out at homeless shelters. I have had friends who have been homeless. I know loads of homeless people who've been through it, and every story is different. I also learned that you can tell the difference between someone who is and isn't actually homeless, sleeping on the streets. That's kind of fun. But then I think about how I never dressed that I was homeless living in my car. I'm aware there's people who fake it. It happens all the time. They do it for money. I've met people in Brighton who do it and they fake it. And it sucks. I hate it because they shouldn't be getting £150 a day or whatever it is. Well, because they pretend to be homeless. That money could be used elsewhere. So yeah, there are tactics when you see people on the street, you can tell the difference. But you couldn't tell I was homeless. No one at college could tell I was homeless. No one could ever tell there was any difference with me. I've learnt a few things about myself, how I was in the past, and how I've been able to adapt and change as a person. I've learnt to accept people for who they are, and I've learnt that sometimes you just need to ask. I didn't ask. I didn't get the help I needed. I'm sure if I asked, not including the council, but I'm sure if I asked, things could have been different. But I didn't. I kept things bottled up and I kept it to myself. And that was me. That was my personal choice. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I learned to change, and I learned about me, and I learned about other people. And I think that's the best takeaway I can get from it. Yeah, I learned that some people suck, the country sucks, but without those experience and without it building up resilience, I wouldn't be who I am today, and that's important. I like who I am today. I like being a dad. I like my life. So I don't want to change that. I like change, but I don't want to change the progression I've made, and thanks to homelessness and thanks to realising what I needed in life and who I didn't need in life, I guess, I've developed to who I am today. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please make sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and tune in tomorrow for the next video. Adios, my Miss Amigos. I shall see you guys all in the next video. If you have any questions or comments about my homelessness experience, let me know in the comments below because I would really like to know, and I will do my absolute best to answer them. Goodbye for now.